playing, Murphy?
So I play Alfred and Polonius. So Alfred's one of the tragedians. He's kind of the youngest of the tragedians, so he kind of gets put through the most, a bit of hazing sort of stuff. He's quite innocent, but he's also kind of in that teenage phase of really wanting to do some of this stuff, but he still really looks up to the player, you know, as this great actor that he kind of aspires to. And then Polonius, you know, obviously is a classic figure from the play, kind of the wise old man who ends up unfortunately being killed by Hamlet. How about you?
Well, I play Rosencrantz, who is one of two sides of a coin, and I obviously got my best mate Guildenstern. So we balance each other out. We're like the yin and yang, and we're two Danish courtiers. So we obviously come from the story of Hamlet, but we play two very minor characters in Hamlet. But in this story, we get centre stage for a change. So it is a classic piece from the theatre of the absurd, and it lives up to its name. And it's a twist on Hamlet, where basically the two characters, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, who play really, really minor, tiny roles in Hamlet, suddenly become the feature characters for this show. And it's about them getting drawn through a journey where perhaps fate is drawing them to an inevitable conclusion, that they're not quite sure what's going on a lot of the time, but they're trying to work it out on the way.
I'd say it's kind of a more metafictive take on Hamlet, and that kind of idea that there's these characters that every night, you know, they do the same things and they end up dying over and over again, and it's kind of taking that into a more metafictive lens and seeing what it's like to be those characters. And I think it's just kind of exploring the nature of acting in general, especially through the character of the player.
It's also about, I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's about fate and destiny.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, if you had a choice, can you actually change your destiny? Can you change your fate? Do you have the power to change what's written down for you?
Yeah, and I guess that's connected to the metafictive element, because, you know, in Hamlet, these actors are acting out this death every night, and they technically could change things, but they're not going to, because they're following the play, and, you know, that's what actors do. They just follow the script.
Yeah. Why should people come and see the show?
Well, it's such a fascinating play, and it's something that's unlike what a lot of people will have seen before. It's very absurdist and it's very funny, but I think a lot of people might be a little scared of it because of its connection to Shakespeare, because, you know, Shakespeare can be quite difficult. But really, you don't have to know anything about Hamlet. You don't have to, you know, be good with Hamlet's language to understand this play. It's in plain modern English. And I think it's just a really fascinating take on theatre in general, and we've got such a great cast, and Tui's got such a awesome and interesting vision for the play, so I think it's definitely something that you want to check out.
We've got a great energy throughout the show, which I think people will love. There's a lot of laughs, there's a lot of surprises, things that you won't expect coming around the corner. We have shadow puppets as well. So there's really interesting stuff happening on stage, visually, audio as well, so it's an exciting show to watch.